Hello everyone. Today I want to show you the DM East Lasher farm. Now because the farm uses cooldowns, I'm going to start with the North dog farm first. Because it's kind of necessary to have ice blocking cold snap to help clear the lashers. For the DM North dog farm, you do want to have skinning. If you don't have skinning or the key, I would recommend doing the saber farms because it doesn't require anything. So, but you can make a bit more gold with the DM North dog farm, I think, just a little bit more. For this farm, you do need to have mage armor on because it is mana intensive. At least my strategy is. The blizzard kind of bug around the corner doesn't really work that well anymore. So, all right, the first group you're gonna want to wand pool and then kind of wait for them to walk up the ledge here, and then jump off. Second group, wand pool. Third group, counterspell. If you do this well, they should be grouped relatively close to each other. The last pack always kind of lags a bit behind, but it's good enough where you shouldn't have to worry about them being too spread apart. We're gonna do a rank 1 blizzard here. And then one more rank 1 blizzard. And then jump off, blink, cone of cold, and frost nova. We're gonna do flame strike and cone of cold again. Now I did make a mistake here. I turned to the left too far and missed 2 dogs. But it's not a big deal usually. You can just, you know, use your ruby, use a potion, whatever you need to. I actually made the mistake of not realizing that there was 2 of them here and almost died. But regardless, we got him down. I probably should have used a health potion here. I just got greedy. This shouldn't happen at most once you get through, if you do it right, if they resist like a cone of cold or something. And if one gets through, you can always sheep it if you want to, or kill it. Either is fine. But I decided to kill them both, yeah. But like I said, this farm is kind of an in-between, just to waste time so you can get back to lashers. The skinning does make it a bit more profitable. I think the leather vendors for a gold, but it sells on the age for 2 gold a stack maybe, so you can earn about 1 extra gold a run if you have skinning. Oh, also, the repair bot is super nice because this farm gives you a lot of trash, and it's really useful to have this little bot to help vendor stuff. I would say it's even necessary because your bags fill up so quick, and sorting through it can be a nightmare. I'm going to go ahead and skip to the next part so we can see the DM Lasher farm. Alright, for the DM East Lasher farm, I have seen someone do the whole pull in one fell swoop. I've seen the ice block method, I've seen the tree. You can kind of dance around this tree, but this method is kind of risky, I think. Pulling all 8 packs is very difficult. It's so easy to pull a Treant or a Lasher, one of the big elite ones. So I've done a much simpler method that only pulls some of them, and you can do both in 2 pools. Still a bit tricky, but definitely much easier than pulling all 8s. From my experiences, running across the middle of the area here will often aggro a tree, and it's difficult to not aggro them, so I prefer to not walk down the middle. Alright, first of all, we're going to pull this pack right here. We're going to wait for this pack to go all the way to the end. When the trees turn around from their paths, is when you want to pull this first lasher pack. So we can see they turn around. I wand pull. I walk a bit wide here so they kind of go around this tree. And then I can gather them all up at the same time. Hopefully do a nice jump kind of cold, get them all in the same group. Then we're gonna run back here, counter spell, the lasher here to get this pack. Blink past. I did make a mistake here of running into the lashers instead of backpedaling and jumping, so did take some damage here, but I did recover. There can be a saber here. If there is, you need to Nova him or kind of cold him to slow him down. And you can also pull him into the pack as well. It's also easy to pull that lasher, so if you do Frost Nova them, it can often mess it up, but luckily it didn't. Fire Blast, rank 1, Blink, Recast, Ice Barrier, and Mana Shields. And then we're gonna Ice Block right here. My latency is a bit high. I do live in Asia, so my latency is between 200 and 300. So this is a bit tricky for me. But I do manage to pull it off. You can always health potion here if you're nervous about dying. Flame Strike, kind of cold. Cold Snap, kind of cold again. Should kill most of them. And you can use Arcane Explosion to the ends. If you're out of mana, you can use one of your Conjured Rubies. Or if you have a Demonic Stone, it can also help you. Now you can see my health is actually higher than it was before I started the fight, and I'll show you at the end what I have to help do that. If you have an add-on that helps loot these mobs faster, it would be useful. I don't know what to use, so if you have an idea, you can tell me in the comments. I'd really appreciate it. No, we can just skip this and go to the last pack. For the last pack, it's pretty easy. We're just doing 3. So we can just wand pull this first group and then strafe to the side. After you strafe, you're going to want to blink in between these 2 rocks right here. Counter spell this last group. And then Ice Block again. You don't really need Ice Block here, you can get away without it, but it's easier if you do have it and do use it, so. Again, Flame Strike, kind of cold. I am running a Arcane with Clear Cast and Mana Regen build instead of the Flame Strike build, because I think it's more important to have mana than to do more damage, so. If you're lucky, you can get Lifestone, Freezing Bands. I think I do have actually one of each in my bag right now. But most of the gold comes from vendor. And some of the herbs can be made into potions, so you can check the auction house for the pricings of those. And the regular leather will sell for about 2 gold a stack. If you want to do the sabers, you can get fell cloth, which also sells for a gold or 2 each. So that's another alternative. And it's about the same, I would say, the dogs and the sabers. I'll go ahead and show you my gear. It's not amazing, but it is pretty decent. I did buy it all. Before when I first started this, I had all green gear. And then as I farmed, I just bought better gear because it'll be faster and easier to do these runs. The last thing I want to show you is this trinket. This is the reason why it makes this so much easier, I think, because if you mess up a little bit or you do a big pull and your health is low, if you Frost Nova and then do massive AoE damage, your health will be back to full, which is very nice. And then the rest of the mobs, you don't have to worry because your health's full again. But yeah, that's the end of the video. I'm going to do the Saber pool maybe, and also the ZF pool, which I actually figured out how to do later. If you have any comments or questions, you can let me know. See you guys. Bye bye.